Hi, my little babies. Welcome back to another episode of What the Smut Book Reviews. In today's episode, we are going to be reviewing. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? The long anticipated, mostly because I procrastinated. The Immortal by Gena Showalter. Hey boy, how you doing, boy? Okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. The big, white, with some yellow and blue accent elephant in the room. Ignore my nail. It looks hideous, I know. Shut up. I don't want to talk about it. Why? Why you do this? Retail outlets everywhere. Stop doing this. We hate this. We, as the general reading public, hate this. Especially on hardcover books with dust jackets. We hate this. Yes, I'm aware that there are hacks like the hairdryer that can help you easily remove this, or make it easier to remove. I'm aware. That doesn't mean that I should have to do it. I should not have to look for a life hack in order to get a sticker off the front of a book that I paid nearly $20 for. Who published this? Who's the publisher? Who is it? Simon & Schuster? Harlequin? Harlequin. I shouldn't have to $20 to Harlequin. I shouldn't have to look for a life hack to get this off. You got my $20. Don't make me do more work. Okay? If it was Walmart that chose to do this, you multi-billion-dollar bastards, stop doing it. We hate it. Okay? I know you're not actually listening to me. I know you don't care about me. But as you can see, I'm going to damage my dust jacket trying to get this sticker off without a life hack. So, stop doing it. We don't like it. Okay? Thank you. Thank you for heeding the words that you will never hear because you don't watch my videos. Okay. Anyway, so that's the book we're going to be reviewing today, kids. I will give you guys the deets and then we'll read the blurb and then we'll break it down as best we can, as best as my defective brain will allow. And then we'll go from there. Okay. I'm so tired. Let's go. So, this book, if you would like to purchase for your Kindle or Nook device, is currently $11.99. Okay? If you would like this book in hardcover, the one I'm holding right now, sans sticker, obviously, you can get it on Amazon for $20.78. The one I'm holding came from Walmart and was probably around, I think, like 17 and change. The Walmart exclusive edition came with a second epilogue, only available at Walmart. Hence why I suffered with the sticker, because I wanted the second epilogue. So you gotta take the bad with the good. Okay. There is no paperback or mass market available for this book yet. It is only available in hardcover right now. When it is available in mass market, Gena will post about it on her Facebook and Instagram pages, so keep a lookout for that, and we will find out. Okay? They'll post the release date for that. So right now, only Kindle, Nook, hardcover, and it is also available in audio. So if you're interested in audio, you can get it in audio. So I will read you guys the blurb from the inside cover, because I can do that because I'm not an idiot and I didn't print out a deed sheet like I would generally do. It's a little smart this time. So so let's go. Okay. Halo Phananon, assassin of gods, is as cold and merciless as a machine. For victory, he will cross any line. When tasked to kill 12 of mythology's fiercest monsters in 24 hours, Halo eagerly accepts. Except each morning he awakens to the same day, forced to relive it over and over again. Only one other person retains their memory, the beauty who threatens his iron control. Ophelia the flunk-out hates her disaster of a life. She's the family disappointment, a harpy warrior without a kill and powerless. Or is she? Every night she's doomed to repeat her own murder, but every morning she rises to spar with Halo, a ruthless warlord increasingly determined to save her and lure her to his bed. Halo's insatiable desire for the stubborn Ophelia drives him wild, and he only craves more. If he remains in the time loop, they stay together, but if he escapes, they lose each other forever. Okay, so this is book 2 in Gena's Rise of the Warlord series. Okay, there is a previous book called The Warlord. This book follows a group of immortal warriors called the Astra Planeta, and I'm going to try and see if I can cohesively, Candace and cohesively in the same sentence. What? I'm going to try and cohesively see if I can piece this together as in English as possible. So you have the head honcho boss god Chaos, and then underneath that you have on an even platform you have the Astra Planeta, and you have another god named Erebus, who coincidentally, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure you can quote me on this. Pretty sure. I want to say don't quote me, but at the same time, I think you can quote me. That Erebus is Chaos's son. I'm pretty sure I read that in the first book. On an even platform underneath Chaos. Okay. So you have those two here, right? These two are locked in a constant battle with each other, trying to one-up the other to rise in rank of goddom, right? Only one can rise at a time. For one to rise, the other falls. So Chaos will grant one a curse and one a blessing. If this one gets the blessing, then this one gets a curse, and vice versa. In order to see who gets what, they battle it out. And they have to complete these tasks, right? So right now, in this series, and it started in book 1, the Astra Planeta, which are the band of the immortal warriors, or warlords, should I say, are at the up on deck, basically. And it's their turn to complete tasks. Each one has to take a turn to complete a certain task. If they fail, then it puts their team in jeopardy and could possibly get them the curse, which would then allow Erebus to get the blessing and move up in goddom. Okay, does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Because there's so many of them, if they lose, then I think he gets like an artifact or something to aid him. Like if a single one of them loses, then I think he gets like something to aid him in his level up, but he doesn't actually get the blessing. All of them would have to lose, I think, in order for him to get the blessing. Don't quote me on that, because that I could have completely just fucked up. Candace, if you know anything about me, then you know that's a high probability. So the main character, the main male character for this book, and the Astra Planeta who is tasked this time, is Halo. Halo is Halo's kind of a deadhead. He's very methodical. He's very stoic. He's very all about war. He's a killing machine, basically. He can shut down and not, you know what I mean? Like, that's his personality. There's no humor, there's no nothing. It's just war. I love war. War. Okay? So, in the beginning of the book, the beginning of the task starts. He's told that his task will consist of, he has to kill or complete the same 12 tasks that Hercules had to complete or whatever. I'm not well versed on Greek mythology. I know some, but not a lot. So apparently, like the 12 monsters or whatever that Hercules had to defeat before he could whatever, Halo has to do that. So when a task is about to begin, there will be a trumpet sound. One trumpet horn means that he has to make a kill during the task. Two blasts means that it's either a puzzle he has to solve or some kind of feat that he has to complete, right? So when the first, he's allegedly supposed to do this all in 24 hours, or so he thinks. What he doesn't know is that Erebus has basically, with the existence of chaos, because chaos loves loopholes, they found a loophole where essentially it's going to be like Groundhog Day. Gena's basically made this book into a perpetual Groundhog Day. So Halo, the first task begins, or technically it doesn't even really begin, because he just gets up one morning and at a certain time, everyone in the castle just freezes and no one's moving. And he's like, what the fuck? Everyone's frozen except for him. And then it turns out that there's only one other person that's not frozen, and it's a girl, and it turns out to be this harpy, Ophelia. Ophelia is the main female character for this book. They call her Lady O. Ophelia is a harpy / nymph. She's half-half. So safe to say she's half murderous rage and half horny sex pot. She's also funny and snarky, and she ends every sentence in the form of a question. Maybe. kinda. Her dialogue is very funny. So she wakes up on the day of, and just a normal day. She wakes up hungover from the previous day where she had gotten trashed. And her best friend wakes her up. Vivi wakes her up. And she's supposed to be having a meeting in the castle where she's been summoned by Talia, the new Harpy General, which is the main female character from the first book. And she's supposed to be going to a meeting in the castle. She's busting ass to get there. She gets there. Everyone's frozen, except for this one dude, Halo. She starts chatting him up. What the fuck is going on? He's like, I don't know. So he thinks that there's a high possibility that she's working with Erebus. He flashes. I don't know. I don't remember if the word that they use in the book is flash or trace, or because it's not a vampire novel. But anyway, he takes her to his room, and he basically chains her to his bed. He goes to meet with Erebus in the arena for the first task. While he's there, waiting for Erebus to show up, Erebus is in his room murdering Ophelia. So they duke it out. Ophelia dies. Erebus then goes to the arena and says, by the way, I've just killed your Gravita, which is basically like his fated mate. And Halo is floored. He's like, what? He goes back to his room, finds her dead, and he's wrecked, right? He falls asleep, wakes up the next morning. The same day starts over again. The exact same events play out again. No one remembers anything that happened the day before. He sees the same people in the same sequence of events, mostly. And then he sees Ophelia. She remembers everything. She's the only one who remembers everything. And that pattern continues throughout the book. Now, he suspects that instead of working with Erebus, that she is his Gravita, and that he needs to now protect her from Erebus. So he tries to have like this metal collar fashioned from trinite, which is one of the only metals that can kill a phantom, which is like Erebus has like an army of phantoms at his disposal. So he's like protects her with trinite. So he puts a collar, like a necklace around her that comes down and covers a specific spot where it looks like internally Erebus has put some type of mark on her. It does not work, the collar. I don't know what the fucking point of it is. Like, he's still able to summon her, basically. So he tries to essentially smother her to death with protection, while she simultaneously tries to bust her way out because she can fight her own fucking battles, bro. Ophelia has something to prove. Ophelia is a harpy who has never made a kill. So essentially, she's almost like a laughing stock, or she's almost like considered like a joke. Her sister, Nissa, was the Harpy General before Talia, and was killed by Rock, Talia's husband / mate, the head of the astral planet, or the captain or whatever. She doesn't hold any like real legit hardcore hard feelings towards Rock, but Nissa was very hard on her to the point of meanness. Left her out of a lot of stuff. Nothing was ever good enough. And so she grew up shunned and made to feel very not good enough. And that coupled with the fact that she has never killed a phantom before. Every time she's gotten close to killing a phantom, something has happened where they've literally run away from her. And she doesn't know why. That she literally almost seems to repel them. So she's got like a complex, to say the least. So being told by Halo, you're not going to fight anything. I'm going to, me big man, me protect you little woman. No, she don't like that. And she's like, sit down, big boy. I can fight for myself. What he doesn't know is that she's been approached by Erebus when he's not looking. And she's been told by Erebus, I'm secretly naming you as my champion. Each one of them, Halo and Erebus, gets to name one champion to fight for them in the tasks. Halo obviously is choosing himself in each task, because unless he's injured or wounded or something, he has no reason to choose anyone else. Erebus is a pussy, so he's going to choose someone else. Or he'll choose a monster or whatever, obviously because he's using the monsters that Hercules had to kill. He's going to use those. So what he's done is he's gone behind Halo's back and he's told Ophelia, he's used a specific blade called the Bloodmore. He's gotten a bit of her blood to tie her to the Bloodmore. And he's used that blood tie to essentially transform her into those beasts that Hercules had to kill. And he's using her to fight Halo during each task. Halo has no idea that every time he thinks that he's sequestering Ophelia before each task for her own protection, that Erebus is then taking her, turning her into a monster, plopping her down in front of Halo. Halo is unwittingly murdering her. Bada bing, bada boom. Halo's winning the task, but which you would think would be bad for Erebus. Erebus doesn't care. Erebus is perfectly content with losing the tasks as long as he gets to see the Astra suffer. And he knows that Halo knowing that he's killing his Gravita will internally, that he will be suffering more than if he was just losing at the task, emotionally suffering. And that's what's giving him his boner. Like he's getting off on that big time. So he comes to Ophelia and he tells her, I'm going to do this to you. And at first she's like, fuck out of here with that shit. And then he tells her, you're going to get stronger with every single time that you die. When you wake up the next day, every time you die, every time you get killed, you'll wake up stronger. And she's like, oh shit, well, I'm all for that. So she's all for the plan, in the back of her mind thinking, I'll go along with it long enough to get strong enough that I can then turn around and bite the hand that feeds me. I'll help, I'll get strong enough that I can take over the mind of the beast that I'm in. Immediately lay down in front of Halo, let him kill me. He wins the task, I get the strength. We do that through every task. Then at the end, I'm all powerful. I turn around, I kill Erebus for him. He wins the task. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. He's gonna thank me. Sorry, boo-boo, shit don't work like that. Relationships don't work like that, girl. Okay? So it goes that way for a little bit. Until it doesn't. So, throughout the book, it basically goes on that way. She embodies as these monsters. He kills these monsters. She gains in strength. He wins these tasks. Everything seems to be going along as planned. Each day they wake up, they meet with Talia and Rock, and they continue strategizing. They give them like a brief, hey, here's the cliff notes as to what's been happening, because none of y'all remember shit. Here's the cliff notes, bring you up to speed. Let's continue on with our battle plan of how we're gonna take this motherfucker out, right? So that continues on. In their downtime, they're growing closer with each other. She's keeping the secret from him. He's becoming closer to her, but he's not producing any stardust for her. A mark of whether or not she's his gravita is if he produces stardust. Generally that happens, or what they think is when it happens, is when you have sex with someone. You produce stardust during sex or during sexy times, right? He doesn't produce any stardust. And so at first it's like, well, fuck it, we don't need it. I'm not worried about it. It'll come eventually. I know you're my gravita, I'm not worried about it. And then it turns into, what if it never comes? And she starts to become insecure about it. And it starts to kind of eat away at her and him, kind of. And then he goes back to, I want you. I know you're the one, whether I produce the powder or not. It doesn't matter. I'll brand you with my mark that allows me to telepathically talk to you. And it's almost like our version of marriage. It will tie you to me. And we won't need the dust. That's how everyone will know that we're together, that you're mine. And that's fine. So he does that. So by this time, he has found out that she's the beast, that Erebus has been transforming her into these monsters. And he's essentially, for the last 3 tasks, he's been basically falling on his own sword and losing the tasks in order to allow her time to try and mentally overcome the beasts that are the mental side of the beast. so that the end game of taking over at the end, they can work on that. Safe to say, for a hot minute, he had some serious trust issues with her. Because, bitch, you lied to me for a long time about what was going on with you and Erebus. But eventually, he does get over that. During one of the tasks, however, towards the end, one of the final tasks, not the last one, but close to the last one, he gets called to the arena or wherever it is that he needs to go. And he's basically told, or one of the last tests, he's basically told that all he has to do is eat an apple. Weird, okay. Apparently it's like a truth apple. It's like a vision quest type apple. And within the apple, after he eats it, it allows him to see basically Erebus's end game and what he plans to do, which is he plans on naming, which is in the rules. It's not in the rules that he can't do it. It's not forbidden. He plans on naming Halo as his final champion in the last battle, forcing Halo to name one of his men as his champion, because he's not going to name Ophelia as his champion and force Ophelia to kill him or have to kill Ophelia. But he's basically going to have to name one of his men as his champion and allow one of his men to kill him so that they can win the task. And he realizes that when that happens, that it will also end up killing Ophelia by default, because by this time she will have accepted him as her consort. And what's the other word? Her consort is for her harpy half. It's like their fated mate. And then there's also a fated mate name for her nymph half, but I can't remember what it was. Fuck it, I can't remember. But by that time, she will have accepted him as her consort. And if he dies, she will follow him. So he realizes after this truth bomb is dropped on him that he has no choice but to shut down his emotions and push her away and hope that she'll wise up and that she'll take the brush off and get good and mad and leave him alone so that she can move on and find someone else. And he can go about what needs to be done and name Rock as his champion. Rock can kill him in battle and just let him die. And then win the task for them, for the Astra Planeta, so that they can move ahead and Erebus can take the hit on that one. Erebus is perfectly fine with that because he just wants to see Halo suffer. And he knows that Halo not having Ophelia, he will suffer more. So that motherfucker. So Ophelia wakes up the morning of the final task, and she sits there and waits for Halo to show up, and he doesn't show. And she's confused. What the fuck? Where's my man? And she uses the telepathic link that her brand allows, and he's been kind of standoffish with her for the last couple days, and she's not sure why. He's been very cold, very distant, very what's going on. She doesn't know why. And then today he just doesn't show up. And so she's like, what's happening? So she goes looking for him. And she goes to the castle or the fortress or whatever, to the meeting area, where the hall where the meeting is supposed to take place, like it does every day. And she's barred from getting inside by some of the other Astra. And she's like, let me in. And they're like, no, we've been told by Halo you're not allowed to come in. He doesn't want to see you. Say what now? He doesn't want to see you. She loses her shit. She beats their ass and busts her way in. And then she's like, you're gonna man up and tell me what the fuck is going on? Or are you gonna be a bitch and hide in here? she don't take no guff, dude. So he essentially tells her what's happening. So right about that time, the final task, the horn for the final task begins. And they're cut off. And they're transported into the arena. Ophelia disappears. Where is she? I don't know. Well, Fluffy. Fucking fluff. As the Truth Apple showed, Erebus names Halo as his champion. Chaos lays down the rules of the final task. Only the chosen champions are allowed within the arena. Anyone else tries to intercede will be immediately killed. Okay, cool. Got it. So, Halo is named as the champion for Erebus. Before Halo can name Rock as his champion, thunder begins. What the fuck is that noise? What's that noise? Is it an earthquake? What is it? What's that? My God, what's that? No, it's not an earthquake. It's footsteps. Thundering footsteps. We got a bad feeling about this. Into the ring bursts Cerberus. The giant, like, the giant dog thing from the Hercules thing. So, surprise, surprise, Erebus has transformed Ophelia into Cerberus. Ophelia is now in the ring. And unless Halo names Ophelia his champion, she will be killed for interfering in the contest or in the fight. So he has no choice. He can't name Rock his champion. So he has no choice, and he names Ophelia as his champion. But now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Does he let Ophelia kill him in order to allow the Astra to win, knowing that she will live with the guilt of having killed her mate forever? Or he can't very well kill her, because then he will live with the guilt forever and his men will lose the tournament thing. So what are you supposed to do? So he lays down his life and he says the only thing he can do: kill me. Go ahead and kill me. It's okay. do we have to do? During the fight between the two of them, he happens to see where one of the areas on her where he's touched that he's finally produced stardust for her. And in that definitive moment, he knows that she is his gravitas. It's around that time that the battle being waged inside of her mind is finally over, and she manages to wrestle control of her actions from the beast so that she can control what it is that she's doing. And she makes the conscious decision to kill him, but because Erebus and Chaos so love their loopholes, not in a final way, she's hoping that by stopping his heart, even momentarily, that it will count as a death, enough of a death to end the competition, or to end the task, and that he will revive because he is an immortal, and technically the only way to really kill him is with Trinite. So she basically she kills him. His heart stops. The blast sounds from the trumpet, indicating the end of the task. And then she stands there and she waits. And then he starts breathing again, and he wakes up. And she realizes that he's come back. And then it's about that time that she turns around and bounds up to the dais and basically rips Erebus to shreds. And again, not a final death because he will revive as well, but very satisfying nonetheless. So the Astra Planeta have completed another one of their number has completed their task and won another little thing. And Erebus, boo, Erebus, you suck. So, and he also got his comeuppance for being a little shit. So Halo and Ophelia ride off into the sunset together, basically. And it was all very cute. So yeah, so for the rating for this book, I gave it a 9.5. I really loved this book. I like this series as a whole. If I'm being honest, I think I like Gena's other series, Heartless, her book Heartless, and the upcoming book Ruthless that's coming out soon. I think it's coming out in June or July, I can't remember. But book 2 for that series is coming out then, and I'm frothing at the mouth for that book, dude. If I'm being honest, I'm more partial to that series than this one, but this series is also fucking phenomenal. I love everything that Gena writes. Gena and Kresley can literally do no wrong in my book. Okay, they're my two bottom bitches. They're my bitches. So anyway, yes, 9.5. I would highly recommend this book. If you are interested in this series, please go back and read The Warlord first. It's book 1 in this series, and then you can read this one. If you are interested, if you're not worried about spoilers, because I do spoil literally every single book that I review on this channel, I spoil. So brace yourself. If you're not worried about spoilers, go back and watch my review for The Warlord. It's quite a few videos down, but you can find it. If you're interested and you want to check that out, go do that. And yeah, I would highly recommend this book and this series to anybody. It's fast-paced, good banter, humor is good, action, sexy times, good. The story is good. Everything is good. Everything's good. Okay. So yeah, I think that's it. I think we're done, kids. I really thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for sticking with me for another video. If you enjoyed this video, if you like me and you like my channel, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. If you would like, you can follow me on social media. I do have a members only Facebook group, an Instagram, and a Twitter devoted to this channel. I will link them all in the description box below, and I'll put a little banner here on the screen for you guys to see. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love you so much. Bye. Hello, lovers. Creepo. Okay. It's time. There's floaties in front of my camera. I can see them. I can see you bastards. Okay. Here we go. Let's go. Let's get it. Okay. Why are you here? Where do you come from? Why are you here? Okay. Okay. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Get out of here. Okay. Okay, here we go. But as you can see from my nails, tea break. Okay. Deflation. Deflation in 3, 2, 1. Tea in 3, 2, 1. I feel like I definitely got some stuff wrong. Right? Okay. So, I don't know. I think I did okay. I don't remember. I don't remember some things. My brain hurts. That's why. Anyway. I can't wait for Ruthless. We saw the cover today. Naomi showed us the cover today, and it's looking, I fucking love that purple color. The purple color on the cover, like that deep maroony purple. Oh my God, I love that. Love that color. It's the same color as my, I love that. Love that. Okay. Anyway, and I don't want to say I didn't fuck up a lot, because I always fuck up a lot, but was I better today than I am usually? No. No. What's up with my hair? I don't know. Something going on with these bangs. Yo. I know why. I love you guys so much. I'll see you later.